Hey, can we sit with you?
Okay, this is the first time that we've talked publicly about our journey. The majority of my life, I was never the skinny one. I said it. And I knew that. For those that have known me for any length of time, you know that I didn't always look like this. I did my best to not be bothered by this or show that I wasn't bothered by my size, but I was. I mean, as a female, we are bombarded daily with what we should look like, right? I mean, we all know that. How we can drink this one drink and lose 10 pounds, or how we need to fit into a specific jean or a specific size of jean, or how big is the gap in between your thigh, or
So ridiculous.
it is. For someone that didn't fit in those jeans, who didn't have a gap and who drank that awful drink, it feels like crap. And I struggled, and I didn't want to struggle, but I didn't know how to get out. I didn't know how to change. And I'm going to be honest with you, for the better part of my adult life, my weight has done like a yo-yo game, right? And it's fluctuated in a range of like 5 pant sizes. And that wasn't because of having kids. And I don't share a number to try and prove anything. I do that so that anyone watching will know that I didn't always look like this. And I wasted so much time obsessing over calorie counts or what I ate for dinner the night before. And I spent too many days thinking, like, I'll restart after the weekend. How many times have we said that? Or after this holiday or my birthday or whatever, only to have things stay the same and then like loathe myself for not having ambition to actually change. Until 3 years ago. I was tired of hating the way that I looked. I was tired of the self-hatred. I wanted to give up the random attempts at a restart diet, and I tried to suppress all of the negative self-loathing that I did. I was tired of physically feeling worn out and just sick and tired. Because you see, at the same time, I had been struggling because I found myself in a place where daily for 5 years, I was dealing with chronic pain. And I'm not going to go into details and unpack that. All you need to know is that I suffered and nothing helped. Doctors, medicine, no one could figure it out. But I knew that we needed to change in our family. I had to find a way to blaze a new trail for our household, for our kids, specifically for our daughter.
Speaking of her, we were on a journey with our daughter at the time, who was suffering with like severe eczema. And it was an absolute nightmare for us. We contacted family doctors and dermatologists, and none of them could fix it. And then by the grace of God and a naturopath, we discovered that she had an allergy to gluten. And so as a family, we began to make changes in what we ate. First, we eliminated gluten entirely from Emma's food. And then Krysten did, and then I did.
And I mean, interestingly enough, I started to see some changes in my eating habits. I mean, it kind of happens when you eliminate gluten. And we both did, right? And then I started to notice changes in how I felt and how I emotionally and physically felt. Not every day, but it was like a gradual transition, a transition to healthier choices. And it wasn't like a miracle fad diet. It wasn't a 30-day regimen. It was this lifestyle shift that we did as a family.
I'll never forget having this pivotal conversation with Krysten. We'd been feeling better in our bodies with lifestyle change in what we ate, but we weren't exercising, and we still kind of felt lethargic and didn't feel like we were our best selves. And so one night we were getting ready for bed and talking at the foot of our bed about working out, but it was kind of we should totally do that with like no real plan in mind. And then Krysten interrupted me and she said, then let's stop talking about it and actually do it. And I stood there kind of caught off guard. She was right though. And she continued, instead of wishing for change, let's start tomorrow. Let's get up at 5:30 a.m. and run. And I was like, whoa. Did you say 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah.
But that was a fork in the road moment for us. And so we did exactly that. We set our alarms and we got up the next morning at 5:30 a.m. and each ran. And we've been running consistently ever since then. And the effect on our lives has been huge, emotionally, physically, just all of the things.
Also, early last summer, I challenged myself to stop stepping on the scale. I came to this point of realizing that I was allowing the number that showed up on that scale to dictate how I showed up in the rest of my day, how I function as a wife and a mom, as a youth worker. Would I be pleased with the number? Would it upset me? And I hated how much power I gave to that number. So I refused to allow it to continue to have such a dramatic hold on my life. So I stopped weighing myself. We're starting vacation. I was like, I'm just gonna do this for a week. And a week turned into 2, and 2 turned into a month, and a month turned into almost a year. And I know that this probably sounds crazy to some of you, but for me, it's been so freeing to not give so much control or put so much of my worth in a number. Today, we wanted to share and start the conversation and just be vulnerable. We want to talk about this more, how we've learned to genuinely be thankful for our bodies and how we decided that we want to create a family environment here that is has positive views of our bodies. Our hope with these videos is to provide insight into our journey, to show you that if you are currently struggling, we see you. We've been there, and truthfully, some days we're still there. We want to remind you that your body is so good. It has been created on purpose and for purpose. Your body has got you to this very moment. Your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing. You are enough just as you are. So as we begin to delve into this topic, in our first video here today, we want to invite you, send us a DM. Let's begin the conversation. Let us know where you're at in your journey, and if there's any way that we can help.
I want to just note here for a moment how proud I am of my incredible wife, and what a big deal it is to make this video. And her desire to share this story, as she mentioned, like literally the be all and end all of the desire is to help young girls and women. Too often we hear these stories of women of every age that are struggling with like low self-worth and body image. And Krysten has this deep desire to use her story to help bring hope and happiness and joy. So when she says like, please reach out to us, that's a genuine, that's not just like a rhetorical thing. We genuinely want to affect change, and she means all of the things that she says, and I'm so proud of her for sharing this. And we look forward to hopefully hearing from some of you guys that if you are struggling, you're not alone, and she can be a resource. That's why we're here. That's what this community is about. So we love you guys, and as always, we want to remind you that you belong here.